Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're doing very, very well. I know I am. It is such a great day right now. We've had a week of rain here in Hawaii, so now it's finally cleared up. We're back to summer weather. It is absolutely gorgeous right now. Let me see if I can give you guys a little sneak peek at what I'm looking at right now. My God. That's why I wanted to do a little videotaping outside today. It is just way too pretty, way too gorgeous right now. So nice. Okay. Okay, guys. Well, I hope you're having just as much of a great day as I am. I'm Johnny Alchemy, and thank you for checking out my channel. Okay, guys, for today, July 2nd, we have a new moon solar eclipse in Cancer. Very, very exciting. So, guys, if you don't know much about eclipses, solar eclipses especially, they are gateways that where it can potentially expedite our spiritual journey. So when we have the alignment of the sun, the moon, and the earth together, it's going to create a direct channel for this cosmic energy to flow out. And by doing so, it's going to push us forward on our own paths, as well as to initiate the changes that we want to see in our lives. So ready or not, guys, this cosmic event can really stir up your circumstances very quickly and very abruptly. So if that does scare you a little bit, do not fret. We also have that new moon in Cancer energy, which is going to direct it inward. It's going to ask us to answer our deepest needs and to connect with our support groups slash loved ones at this current moment. And by doing so and acting out on Cancer's need for stability, you can possibly provide yourself with a very solid and strong emotional foundation, as well as feel comfortable connecting and depending on others during this very sudden cosmic shift, and to help maintain some balance on your own journey as well. So guys, this energy is going to be with us for about 6 months. And during this time, just practice your awareness. Try to be aware of exactly what it is that you need in your current moment or in your current state, whatever your deepest needs may be. And to also show and give back love to your support groups, to those who really help you and push you forward and motivate you to continue on in your own journey. Okay guys, so for this reading, we will have 4 stacks, 8 cards each. I will be looking into your personal needs, how they affect you, and how they will affect you on your current journey as well. All the details of the spread you can find in the description box below. And at the end of your video, I will also draw your bonus single daily advice card that you can apply to your life today. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing. Every little bit helps, and it just really makes me just so happy, and it really gives me such life, and I am so appreciative. Thank you guys so much. As always, if you'd like a personal reading done by me, you can do so with the link provided in the description box below. Otherwise, I think that's all I have, guys. Make sure to subscribe so we can stay in touch. And let's move on to the reading, and let's see what the new moon solar eclipse in Cancer may have in store for you. Okay guys, we're going to start the reading. I'm going to list the timestamp for each stack below in the description box, as well as the meaning of each card position. And I would suggest taking the time now to pause the video, to take a moment to slow your breath, connect with yourself, open up your mind and heart, and get ready to see what this new moon solar eclipse in Cancer may have waiting for you down the road, especially with this energy being with us for 6 months. So, when you're ready, choose a stack with your intuition or gut instinct that you feel is calling out to you the most. And don't forget to also check out the bonus daily advice card at the end of the video that's also time-stamped in the description box. Okay guys, so we're going to move on to stack number 1. Here we go. I'm going right in. Okay, oops. Oh, okay. Knocking stuff over already. Okay. Well, okay. A lot of reversed, okay. Wow. Okay, guys, I can already see there's something here. Certain duality, if you will. You know, you see, I got the queen and the king right here. You got the little boy, little girl. You got another royal couple right here, man and woman. There's something here, especially here with this duality. Look, with this 2 of swords, there's a certain duality here where I feel like in terms of answering these deep needs, there's a certain need that you have in terms of marrying the mind and the heart right now, because they both are experiencing some type of misalignment or blockage right here. I feel like you're trying to understand exactly why you feel the way you feel about certain things, as well as why you perceive them the way that you do. And I feel like your mind and your feelings are influencing one another greatly. So your thoughts are influencing your emotions, and vice versa. Your emotions and feelings are influencing your thoughts and perceptions. And they might be at odds with one another right now. It looks like here in this in terms of answering a deep need, you're trying to find out how to find this balance, this stability that you have right here in terms of pentacles and this earth energy. There's something where you're trying to find a certain oneness, a certain calm right now between your head and your heart, really. And this is a very tough process for you, especially with this Wheel of Fortune right here in terms of where you can find support. You may feel like that you're going through a very bad spell right now, in terms of bad luck, feeling you're in a rut, going through something very, very deep and profound right now with this Wheel of Fortune reversed. So here, it's a very deep personal journey in terms of trying to understand exactly what it is. This looks like, especially in the past here, that this has been something that's always been on your mind, or something that you've had to deal with in terms of your past life and past self as well. There's something here where your mind and your heart are trying to meet, but there's a blockage here with this Tower reversed right here. There's something in the way that you have to really understand about yourself, really. This is about you, and trying to understand what it is that is making these two at odds. And you have a choice to be made within these months here. There's a certain choice where you feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. You feel like you may have to choose between your mind and your heart, but that is not necessarily the case. Here you can marriage the two. Here, even in this Two of Swords reversed, you see, even though it's a sword and it talks about our mind and our thoughts and our communication, here's the moon. That's the water, the intuition, even water in the background. So here, there is something here that is saying, in terms of a deep need that you need to address, is trying to find out exactly where it is your mind and your heart are not in congruency, where they are clashing and where they are not at peace with one another. Because they can't come and meet each other halfway just yet, because there is all this blockage with all of this reversed here. And I have a feeling in the past there's something that maybe it had to do something with your work in terms of, your experiences in the past regarding what you did in terms of a job or career or a business, whatever it may be. Or possibly it didn't turn out the way you wanted. And so it made your mind and heart go in two separate directions almost, where you feel like one didn't serve you versus the other in terms of a decision you possibly had to make in that past. And now it's something that you sometimes mull over, it looks like. Something that keeps you trapped, where it had such a profound effect that you are questioning your even current or future circumstances in terms of, do I follow my mind or do I follow my heart? Which is the correct one? And and the real answer, the real truth is, you don't choose one or the other. You have to learn to find peace within the two of them, because that's the most, I guess, I would say the most balanced and the most middle road type of path that you can take between the two. And this month, it looks like, or no, not this month, sorry, but with this energy, it shows that this process is going to be very hard. And as you're going through this Wheel of Fortune, understand this wheel is always moving. So as you're going through this down spell right now, if you are conscious and you are aware and you are really trying to understand this process the best you can, you will work your way where the wheel turns back up, as it always does. The only constant in life is change, guys. So you can make the most of all of these feelings that you have right now between your mind and your heart, trying to come to terms with the both of them and trying to make them both come to peace, and to really, honestly, this is all about trying to understand who you are on the most deepest personal level. Why do you perceive the things you do? Why do you think about the things that you do? Why do you have your certain judgments? And how do your emotions come into that? Why do you feel the way you do? Why are you drawn to more things? Why drawn to certain things? Why does certain aspects about life make you feel fulfilled versus others? And so there's something here where you are connected very deeply, whether you like it or not, between your mind and your heart. And that's about you trying to understand the two. And that's one of the biggest journeys I see here in terms of trying to find your deepest need. And in terms of trying to find who you can turn to right now, Again, this is a very personal process, so there may not be a lot of people here in terms of where to find support. A lot of people who may not give you the insight that you need, since it's such a personal journey with yourself. Honestly, there's a lot of lone cards, a lot of reversed here, so it shows something more personal that I can see. And so, but that doesn't mean that you have to go through this journey alone. You know, try and find someone who's known you throughout all of this. You know, someone who may have known you throughout these past experiences here that may have had a negative impact on you, that you can really open up to, who may have experienced that part of your journey before, and that you can talk with and relate with on, so that they can help you find some insight and understanding as to what it is, as to why your head and your heart are at odds with one another, and to find peace and balance within the both of them. And so, yeah, especially moving on, especially with this solar eclipse energy, as it moves us on down our journeys, this is a very pivotal point in your life right now where you really have to try and mend these two and try your best to understand them the best you can. And, you know, it's always going to be a ever-changing journey that never really ends, honestly, getting to know yourself. But, you know, in terms of the solar eclipse doing a possible, very abrupt, sudden change, you know, this will help you find the balance that you need between your head and your heart, so you're not going to be at odds with one another should a big change come and happen in your life. Okay, guys, so that's all that I really see here, you know, in terms of this journey and in terms of this stack. You know, you are dealing with a certain duality, it looks like, between your head and your heart, and you're trying to find the peace within them. Understand that it's not always just one or the other, that, you know, you have to find a balance within yourself first, and that is the best possible position you can be in as you are going on with your journeys in life. That's the best possible road to take as well, that middle road between your head and your heart. Okay, guys, so that's all I see for this stack. If this resonated with you, I would love to hear it in the comments and see what you're going through, to interact a bit. And we're going to move on to the next stack. And don't forget to check out your bonus daily advice card that is time-stamped in the bottom in the description box as well. Okay, guys, thanks. Okay, guys, we're going to move on to the second stack, stack number 2. Let's see what we got. Okay. Let's get everything out there, everything in frame. Okay. Lots of major arcana here, guys. We got 5 major arcana. Okay, so this is a very important part of your life right now. Looks like a major pivotal point in your life that can have long-lasting effects. Okay, so let's see. Okay, guys, so for this new moon solar eclipse in Cancer energy, talking about your deep needs, there's something here that I can already tell with this Lovers reverse and the Hierophant reversed, that you're trying to figure out your own individual value system. There's a certain moral compass that you're trying to figure out for yourself that may not be part of the norm of where your current circumstances are. They may not fit in with the majority of people around you in terms of what you want or what you value in life, but you have been on this journey for quite some time. You found exactly what it is that you want to be searching for, but now you're trying to make sense of it. In terms of your individual self versus the mass populace, and where you fit in terms of the world. Because you are being called towards something, but it just doesn't seem to be making full sense to you right now. Because there is, looking here, there is a certain journey of fulfillment as well that seems very unclear. So you have been on this journey for quite some time, and as you continue on it, you're just trying to find more clarity as you move on. I mean, looking over here, even expansion, this is really talking about expanding your journey here. Expanding where it is that you're going, but in terms of where you're going, you're just really trying to figure out what the next step is, and in terms of where it is that you want to be heading in the bigger picture of where you want your life to go. So here, in terms of finding support even, you know, it shows the Hanged Man right here. So here, again, if this resonates with you and you have circumstances of where people may not understand exactly what it is, may not understand exactly, you know, your dream or your goal of life, whatever they may be, where you have to really sit with yourself and find your own personal understanding, you know, your support group, you may not have one right now, which is all right. That's not a bad thing, because a lot of the biggest aha moments and epiphanies that we come across are through our own personal journey. So here, especially with the Hanged Man, not to say that you're going to go through this alone. Of course, you'll find people out there who will understand you and who will connect with you. But here it's really trying to understand and find conviction and confidence in your own realizations about yourself and your journey right here. To find confidence in the enlightenment that you're finding with your own sense of purpose and your own sense of direction that you want to take your life. Because here you are very passionate about it with this Knight of Pentacles. You are on a certain journey that takes care of yourself, in this most internal need. And talking about, deep needs in Cancer, that's a very powerful thing. And, this will only help you with trying to find this clarity. This will only help you in terms of knowing where it is you need to be going and what the next proper steps are, instead of just walking forward unconsciously as if you're asleep and not knowing exactly where you need to be heading. So in terms of trying to answer this need, we got the Emperor right here. So here, there's a lot of spiritual stuff going on here, guys, especially with these 4 major arcana here. And especially in terms of, finding fulfillment and expanding your journey. This is a very spiritual journey. But you need to balance this out kind of here in terms of trying to answer this need with a little concrete action. And it may not be just going out there and achieving things, but maybe if you try to understand your journey, even something as simple as writing it down, talking about it with yourself, journaling, diarying, whatever it is. You need to start manifesting some of this spiritual journey on this physical realm, so you can give it some structure. You can give it some concreteness behind it, so that when you look up, when you do maybe feel lost or unsure, or you lose your way, you can go back and turn to these things that you've done and said, "Hey, okay, this is the purpose that I wrote down for myself, and this is the purpose and the main goal that I have for myself. So this is what will give me the much needed focus that I need for my own journey." So there's also a certain balancing act here, guys. You can also see with the Lovers here, as you're trying to figure out your own personal value system, you're trying to balance out this spiritualness represented by the feminine with some concreteness, some concrete physical action represented by this male energy right here. And look, talking about male energy, the father archetype right here. So here you need to start giving some form behind all of this spiritualness that you feel with inside of you during the spiritual journey. You need to start putting down some ideas, writing down exactly your intentions or affirmations, writing down your journey itself on a journal, whatever it is. But this is all about you trying to expand right here, because right now there's a certain blockage in terms of your expansion as you move on your journey. And it seems like you need to come to some certain spiritual awakening here in order to truly expand and feel like you're moving on and making progress and feeling fulfilled on your quest as well. So as you are experiencing all these spiritual experiences and enlightenment and awakenings of some type of sense, start making sure that you are aware of them, and you start putting them down, and you start giving them concrete form, writing them down, etc. Just so it's the easiest way to start manifesting things out here in the world, guys, is the minute you start taking an idea and you start saying it out loud, or you write it down, you are starting to manifest it and give it form. And you're starting to attract that energy back to you in terms of what it is that you want with your intentions, your goals, your affirmations, whatever they may be. So here, that's going to be a very good tool for you in terms of trying to move on and make sense of this spiritual calling that is deep within you, that you're trying to make sense of. You need to take on this personal journey just so you can find this new awakening and alignment in terms of what it is that you want to be doing on the most personal level that may not make sense to the mass populace. This is a very personal journey in terms of trying to find out what it is that you value and what it is that will make you feel fulfilled. So here, as you are expanding, as you take on this personal journey as well, also make sure to understand that this is all made to help you focus in and find clarity in exactly what it is you're trying to achieve. Okay, guys, so that's all I see right here in terms of this stack. I mean, this is if you are on this personal journey, especially in terms of, this new moon solar eclipse in Cancer, as we are being pushed forward, and if you do feel that push forward from this solar eclipse energy that really just kind of shakes up your world, at least knowing that if you're conscious about this journey right here and conscious about what you're going through, if you can just make sure that you find some clarity as this is going on, then this push won't be so bad, because you might feel like might be pushed into circumstances that you may not be ready for. But if you find clarity, you will at least know that, hey, okay, these circumstances that I'm in right now may not serve me, so now I know where I need to go, because I'm focused on what the true goal is here in terms of what it is that I find value in my own personal system, and that is the calling that is calling me and giving me new enlightenment, to expand and move on. So at least you know what direction to head in should this solar eclipse energy take its toll on you, honestly. So, okay guys, so if this resonated with you, I would love to hear it in the comments to see what you guys are going through and see if this resonated. And also don't forget to check out your bonus daily advice card that is time-stamped in the description box below. Okay guys, I'm going to move on to the next stack, and thank you. Okay guys, we're going to move on to stack number 3. Let us see what we got. Okay. Okay guys, so I can already see here that there's a certain need that you might have felt very disappointed and unfulfilled with a certain aspect in your life that just currently ended. And it almost looks like that whether it ended or you possibly just gave it up altogether, there's something here where you just might have given up something in order to just find closure and to just let it end so you can move on with your life because you were done dealing with it. And it shows that it might have had an emotional effect on you with this 10 of Cups right here in terms of a deep need. But you really didn't find any fulfillment when it ended. You just wanted it to end, honestly. And as you're moving forward, it shows that you're really taking the time to pull back a little bit and to start taking care of yourself. And looking at this 4 of Swords and this Queen of Pentacles, it shows that you're really trying to take care of yourself during this time. You've understood that, it may have had an emotional impact on you, whatever this event was in the past. And now you're trying to make sense of it. You're trying to take care of yourself. Because it shows that the certain approaches and the strategies that you use to attain whatever the goal was in terms of what just ended maybe didn't work out, and that you maybe didn't receive the it wasn't what you expected when you actually got to the point where you achieved it. So it might have been disheartening for you, but now you're taking the time to really go back inside and to make sense of that, to reflect upon here. I see a lot of reflection here, especially in terms of your support group. You may find a lot of insight when it comes to your support group, in terms of your comfort zone, in terms of your family, or whoever you consider very close to you, whoever you consider a brother or sister or home. Because in this comfort zone right here, it allows you to look out beyond yourself and to dream and to plan exactly where it is you want to go in the safety of your own home here and the safety of others. And so here, as you're taking care of yourself, it looks like you can connect with others here to really make sense of everything that has happened in the past and how it has affected you. Because here, looking at the ultimate goal in terms of where you're going, it has the Justice card here. So for the Justice card, it's talking about treating yourself with fairness and to not judge yourself, and to know that there's consequences for every action or inaction that you take. So here it shows that you are embodying this a little bit, that you are taking the time to treat yourself fairly, because a lot of times, many people, they might go through certain hardships right here, and certain things may end, and then they may come to the realization, okay, this worked and this didn't work, so now I have to continue on with this new sense of self and just keep pushing forward. Some people don't take the time to take a moment to pause, really, and to take care of themselves and to really truly reflect on what has happened in the past to make the best sense of it when moving forward. So here, especially in terms of actions and inaction and the consequences of your action, really, with this Justice card, let's say if this does resonate with you, but you haven't been taking the time to care for yourself, now is the time to do so, because if you don't, you're only going to lead yourself to burnout. You're going to lead yourself into more frustration. You're going to lead yourself into just situations that would not be beneficial for you on your journey. So even though it may not make a lot of sense to stop and to pause, you may feel like that you're just holding up your journey, or that you may just be stalling, but understand that you are the vehicle behind all of this, guys. You are the vehicle that runs the show, and that the vehicle that you are driving to your dreams. So as with any vehicle, it needs maintenance, it needs upkeep, it needs some care and some love as well, so it can continue going on its journey. So here, as you are taking the time for yourself, especially with this new moon solar eclipse in Cancer energy, really going inward and trying to take care of yourself is exactly what this energy is about. So if you have been doing this and this does resonate with you, continue going on your path. I trust that you will use this time wisely to really understand everything that has been going on, or what has happened that has been, unsuccessful or unfulfilling for you, and that you can move on with new light and new insight. And if you haven't been taking care of yourself and this still resonates with you, now is the time to really start taking care of yourself, and to start turning this energy inward, and to put your certain journey just on the back burner just for a second, so you can make sense of everything that is going on, because that is showing true fairness toward yourself and your journey and the dream that you really want for yourself, because you are part of this journey. You are part of that dream, right? Just because you achieve the dream doesn't mean that it's over. You have to experience and reap the rewards of your dream in your body, in your human self. So you are part of this journey as well, and you need to understand that in terms of this Cancer energy. So here you need to start taking care of yourself, because with the solar eclipse, it can possibly, again, push us forward down our paths in a very abrupt and very quick way where we may not be ready. And so if you are going on this road where you're just pushing yourself forward nonstop, this can push you down even further down your path, and you may not be ready for it. And the only way that you could have been ready is to take the time really to sit with yourself, to let yourself recuperate, let yourself have new understandings, and to find insight in all of this and everything that you've been through. So that as this energy, it could possibly push you down, you will be pushed down with a new sense of self, with a refreshed sense of self, and understandings about where it is that you want to be going, and what doesn't work for you, and what hasn't worked in the past. And to also connect with your support systems as they help you make understandings about everything that you've been through so far. Okay guys, I think that's all that I see for this stack. I mean, again, with this Cancer energy, it is very important, guys, that we take care of ourselves during this time, just so we have a solid foundation. Should this solar eclipse energy really push us forward, we need some type of foundation that will keep us in balance, some type of foundation we could stand on, so that as this energy pushes us forward, it won't knock us down. It will rather, we have found some type of emotional stability within ourselves where we'll just feel off kilter for a little bit, and we'll come back to normal. It's much easier just to regain your balance than to get up altogether, let me put it that way. Okay guys, so this is all I see for this stack, and if this does resonate with you, and you have been taking the time to take care of yourself, continue what you're doing. That's exactly what is needed right now for you personally. And if you haven't, take some time to consider doing that for yourself, just so you can take care of your own body and your own well-being as you continue on as well. And if this really did resonate with you guys, I would love to hear it in the comments, just to interact with you guys a little bit. And don't forget to check out your bonus daily advice card that is time-stamped in the bottom description box as well. Okay, we're going to move on to that final stack, guys. Thank you. Okay guys, we're going to move on to the final stack, stack 4. And let's see what we got. Okay. Oh, look at those swords with that 3 of Cups. Okay, guys. I can already sense just with these, again, as I said, with these swords and this 3 of Cups and this Temperance, there's something here where basically in these next few months, with this new moon solar eclipse energy in Cancer, you're going to be trying to end a certain cycle of negativity here that has had a big effect, that happened in the past, that has a big effect on you, a big impact. where it still affects you to this day, and you may have trouble letting go of it and to really move on and come to peace with it. Because you see here, look at this Nine of Swords. It's compounding, it's repeating, it's cyclical. There's something here that continually keeps happening in your life from the past that rears its ugly head, and you're starting to realize how extreme some of these feelings are, and that how badly you need to let go of them just so you can start living your best present moment at all times. Here it shows that, you know, with all these deep feelings here, especially from the past, with this Ten of Swords in your past right here, it shows that, you know, you actually have come to a point where you're starting to look at it in a more positive light, as a means to find temperance here, you know, as a means to find, you know, a little balance in all of these extremes with all these very dark and heavy feelings right here. Because you understand that here, when this pops up in your life, it really does make your foundation shaky. It really gives you a very faulty foundation to stand on that you do not feel comfortable with. And that when it does rear its head, it really does kind of like pull the rug from under you, if you will, where it just takes away everything that you've built up, all the progress that you've made, you know, because here it shows that you are in a state where you totally see this and you're totally aware of it in the bigger sense of who you are in terms of your life. But now you're trying to find peace within it right here so you can move on, because you know how much of a profound effect it has on you in a negative way. In terms of dealing with this, you know, how to really address this truth is to realize, you know, actually is to really uncover all the mistruths that you've experienced through all these hard times. And so now, as you're trying to find a certain balance with this, you're starting to see how much, you know, all these past experiences take away right here, take away from your current moment. They take away from you manifesting the real reality that you want to make for yourself. You know, you've learned a lot from the past that I can see here. Even though you hold on to it in a certain sense, you've learned a lot from the past that you understand that, hey, bad things happen, it's all right, I can still create my own reality, and it helps you from all these bad times appreciate the good times even more. But now it seems like you want to be in that phase where you want to start making peace with these bad times here, to let everything come into a certain balance and middle ground, because they have such a profound effect on you, and they really change up your reality, even your ways of thinking and perceiving things, you know, that you are ready to start looking at them from a very objective light, where you are not as affected by them anymore. So as you are, if this does resonate with you guys, and if you are trying to delve into your shadow self, you know, sit with your demons, whatever they may be, you know, you are just try and go through it with the most objective sense of self as possible. I know that's a very hard thing for a lot of people to deal with, especially if the past is not so great and it may be dark and it may cause an emotional reaction. That's completely fine. You are allowed to react and feel the way that you want. But understand, if you want to heal, sometimes the best healing is done through objectivity. That means to not really cater to your immediate emotional responses from negative interactions, and to really start looking at them as, hey, okay, this happened, some bad things in my life happen, and they continue to happen, so what can I do to change them now? I understand how they make me feel, but sometimes let me go even beyond that. Let me put my feelings aside. Do my feelings, you know, enable this behavior or enable this cyclical stuff to happen? Do my feelings, you know, keep me trapped in feeling this way, where I'm just so concentrated on the past and it keeps me stuck there, instead of me feeling liberated and free and just being able to take the lessons, not the mistruths here, but the lessons, the true lessons that I've learned from the past, and for me to move on so that this stops taking away from my present moment. So here, you're really starting to understand the power that you have, both to heal and control your own self, and also how that affects your own reality, and in terms of how it affects, how you are presented out there in terms of the people with everyone else. So you're trying to find this balance, and I feel like that's the most important thing right now, because there's no real foundation that you've found that will give you the stability that you need at this current moment. because until you find this the temperance here within yourself, every foundation that you stand on will always be faulty, will always feel a little unstable, because it comes from within, guys. It starts with you first. It doesn't start with our past or our experiences, whatever it is. It starts with you in terms of how you can take control and take back the power that is innately within you. So here, guys, especially looking here, especially I don't see many stuff here in terms of your relationships, where to find support, because again, this looks like a very internal journey where you are dealing with a lot of personal, dark, possibly deep, heavy feelings. But that doesn't mean that you should shy away from sharing this with others. You know, here, especially with this Five of Cups on your where to find support area of the spread, you know, this may even be another manifestation of all these heavy emotions, where you feel that you're alone, that you are so caught up in the past, that you feel that you don't have anyone around you, and it's hard for you to even cross that bridge to find home right here, to find where your home is and where the people are. So here, it's one of those things, again, try and be objective if you start going through an emotional spell of some kind when you think about these thoughts or sit with them. Try and understand that, hey, where am I at in my present moment? This happened in the past. Let me just realize where I am in my present moment. Is there someone out there in my friend group, in my support group, who can help me? Is there someone out there who I can talk to who would possibly understand what I'm going through? Or is there anyone who would just be able to just listen and not even have to try and give me advice, but just to listen and be there for me? So here, especially going through these hard times, you may feel like you may want to go it alone, because they are very personal and deep, and you know, the feelings are deep within yourself. But understand that even though many people may not be able to relate exactly to what you're going through, they can still relate on the aspects of feeling discomfort, feeling pain, feeling hardship, feeling trapped, and feeling like you want to heal and move on with your life. Those are the greater aspects and greater lessons that people can relate to you upon, despite all the details of the certain experiences we go through. Okay, guys, so this is something that I see here. I mean, especially with this new moon, solar eclipse in Cancer energy, talking about answering your deepest needs. This is a very big one here in terms of trying to purge and come to peace with your dark past, or whatever it may be, in terms of negative past experiences or anything like that, so that your emotional states can finally be in the present, where they are not so focused on the past, where they almost like bring you back to that moment. Instead, you know, you can look upon these things and be in your present moment and say, hey, okay, you know, these things happen, and guess what? I conquered them. I got over them. I feel better about myself. It was very hard, but it helps me appreciate the present so much more, and understanding how far I've come and what I'm able to do in my life. Okay, guys, so this is a very powerful thing. Answer these needs. It's a very hard thing, especially with this 10 and 9 of swords, but answer these needs. Trust me that the work is worth it. It's all about you guys. Again, this is all about you, and it starts with you. So start with that, guys. Start healing yourself, so that should this solar eclipse energy really push you forward, at least if it pushes you forward, you will know exactly who you are and what you need in this life right now in your current moment. Okay, guys, so if this resonated with you, I would love to hear in the comments to see what you're going through, to interact a bit. And of course, don't forget to check out your bonus daily advice card. That's actually coming up right now after this stack. And I will see you guys in just a bit. Stay tuned. Okay, bye. Thank you guys for watching my video. I hope we were able to connect through the cards. And if you did find a stack that resonated with you, I hope you found it helpful for your own circumstances right now. Okay guys, so for your bonus daily advice card, I ended up picking the Justice card upright. So for the Justice card, it talks about our personal understanding of the feelings of guilt. It talks about practicing fairness when it comes to using judgment. And it also helps you understand the consequences of all the actions that you take or don't take in life. So as we are trying to understand our own personal needs and to address them, this is a great aspect to practice when providing for your own personal well-being. You know, in Western culture, we tend to put ourselves second when it comes to our relationships, whether they be with family, friends, or loved ones. It could be with our career or job, or it could be with our dreams and ambitions, but we tend to put our well-being and our own personal self on the back burner. And so this card is really asking, can you look at your own personal needs that you have within you? Can you look at them without guilt or shame? Do you judge yourself very harshly when it comes to giving back to yourself or taking time for yourself? Because this Justice card is really asking you to treat yourself with fairness all around. It's asking you to treat yourself with the same standard as you would any of your other friends. So if one of your friends, let's say, was feeling very frustrated, very unhappy, or feeling very burnt out, how would you go about making them feel better? How would you take care of them? What would you say? And so taking that scenario, and let's turn it inward on you, let's say if you were that person, if you were feeling tired, burnt out, frustrated, unhappy with life, would you give yourself the same compassion? Would you give yourself the same patience and love that you would give that friend? Can you turn those things that you do for others in the outside world, can you turn that inward and give it back to yourself, and to do it in the most genuine way possible? And so with this Justice card, it really is asking you to answer your personal needs, to honor them, and to do it without judgment, to do it with all fairness and with all love. And that's something that is a great tool which you can give yourself for your own personal journey when you are trying to take care of yourself, so you can keep moving on and continue doing what it is you need to do in life, guys. Okay, so I think that's all the advice and all the fun that I have for today. I just want to say thank you guys again so much for watching my videos. It means so much to me. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Would love to keep in touch, and I will see you guys next video. Thanks again. Bye.